Okay, so we've all heard it a million times, right? Reading is good for you. But what does that actually mean for your brain? Well, today we're going to skip the cliches and get right into the science of how reading literally gives your mind a major upgrade. Let's get into it.
So think about it. When you crack open a book, what's really happening up there? I mean, what's going on inside your head? It's way more than just seeing letters on a page. It's a whole complex neural event.
You know, the best way to picture it is like this. Reading is anything but passive. It's a full-on cognitive workout. Seriously, it's like sending your brain to the gym, and it engages so many different parts all at once. Not many other things can do that.
All right, so to really get this whole workout thing, we've got to look at what's happening at the most basic level. What switches on the second your eyes hit the page?
See, reading is a massive multitasking job for your brain. It's not just one thing happening. It's more like a symphony, you know? All these different circuits firing across your brain, all working together perfectly.
Okay, so let's break this workout down. We can basically boil it down to 3 main mental muscles that you're exercising every single time you read.
And here they are. These are the 3 pillars, the foundation for all the brainy benefits of reading. You've got imagination, comprehension, and critical thinking. Let's tackle them one by one.
First up, imagination. Think about it. When you're watching a movie, everything's just handed to you. The visuals, the sounds. But with a book, oh no. Your brain has to do all the heavy lifting. It takes these little black symbols on a page and builds entire worlds from scratch. Faces, landscapes, the whole shebang. That's a serious creative workout right there.
All right, next is comprehension. This is basically your brain's amazing ability to take all those words and weave them into sentences, and then those sentences into big ideas, and finally into a story that actually makes sense. It's all about connecting the dots and pulling out the real meaning behind the text.
And last but not least, critical thinking. You see, reading well isn't about just nodding along and accepting everything you read. It's an active conversation. It's a dialogue. Your brain is learning to push back, to question what the author is saying, to analyze their points, and to form your own opinions. Bottom line, reading trains you to think for yourself.
Okay, so that's the basic workout. But what if you want to level up? You know, go from a casual walk in the park to a full-on high-intensity training session for your brain. Well, that's where something called active reading comes in.
Active reading isn't just reading. It's a deliberate strategy. It's about consciously wrestling with the material to make sure it actually sticks. It turns you from someone just passively consuming words into an active participant in a conversation.
So how do you actually do it? It's actually pretty simple. You take notes, you scribble in the margins, you ask questions while you're reading, like, wait, do I agree with that? Or why would they say that? And here's the big one. Try to summarize what you just read in your own words. If you can't explain it simply, you probably don't get it as well as you think you do.
So, what happens when you make this a habit? Well, just like any exercise routine, consistency is everything. When active reading becomes something you do regularly, you start to see some absolutely incredible long-term payoffs for your brain.
And these are the results of all that training. First, your attention span gets way better, which is a superpower in our crazy, distracted world. Your vocabulary just grows without you even trying. And because you're always breaking down complex ideas and stories, your problem-solving skills get a serious upgrade.
And this really gets to the heart of it. A passive reader, they might scan through, get the plot, and then, poof, it's gone in a week. But an active reader, they're digging in, engaging with the ideas, and actually remembering the concepts. You're not just reading a story, you're building your knowledge base. So, let's recap. You're flexing your imagination, you're strengthening your comprehension, and you're sharpening your critical thinking. All of this is building up to one major, massive cognitive upgrade, the real grand prize of this whole workout.
And here it is. The ultimate prize is that you're not just learning the stuff in the book. Now, it's much bigger than that. You are fundamentally getting better at the skill of learning, period.
At the end of the day, reading doesn't just cram your head full of facts. It literally rewires your brain. It makes you more efficient at processing any new information that comes your way. From a book, sure, but also from a conversation or a new experience. You're literally building a more powerful learning machine inside your own head.
So, if reading is the gym for your mind, then the real question isn't just, what book should I read next? The real question is, what am I training my brain for? Are you training for a new skill, a totally new perspective, a bigger challenge? The choice is all yours.